Hello everyone, and welcome to the Geek Pride podcast, episode 12.
Wow.
Yay.
I know, 12 episodes, go on.
12 episodes. We have, actually including 0, we've now done a baker's dozen.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
That's the song.
That's the way.
So we have in this episode another noob, which is absolutely fantastic. But we will do the normal introductions first.
Hi. Becca, editor, mostly, sometime writer, all-round awesome person.
With a nice dressing going today, Becca.
Oh, it's actually a fleece, but
Oh, is it?
yeah, whatever.
I'm Matt Geary. Y'all know me.
Right, I'm Harry Dyer. There you go, see, I told you I'd get round it.
For the listeners of the podcast, we usually have the lower third up, which gives people watching it on YouTube a good idea of who we are when we're talking. Harry is on his phone and has just shown us a startlingly good drawing of Ralph and his name on the palm of his hand.
Yeah, there we go.
Very good.
I'm working. I'm an editor, writer, and reviewer type guy.
When was the last time you were on this, the honest Mr. Buckingham? It's been a while.
It's been a fair while. It's my triumphant return, if you could call it triumphant. I guess.
And I'm Sean Wallace, writer and editor. First, we will start with the news, and I'm kind of looking forward to this because I've only been back in the country about 24 hours, so I've missed quite a lot of the news. So tell me what's been happening.
That's a bit of pressure.
Yeah. I found out today some news that was actually two years old.
Oh God, yes.
This is proper losing
Matt.
geek points, but I'm okay to sort of kind of bring it out right now because I'm useless when it comes to comic books. My comic books are not my forte in any way, shape, or form. Cartoons maybe, but the comics go, no idea. And I got a text message from a friend of mine, a model I know, and she was all like, "Oh my God, have you seen the news? DC are rebooting all of the comics." And they're all no. And then I was like, "Oh my God, this is great news!" And then I stuck it on Geek Friday, and I was like, "You idiot! That's the new 52." And I was like, "Ah, right, that's what that was." And that's like 2011.
Although,
So proper epic feel for the glorious leader. But there you go.
So
I outed myself.
Matt, have you heard that Man of Steel is going to get made?
Really? Holy
It's
shit!
going to be rip-roaring, I tell you, mate.
I can't wait to review that bad boy and give it 10 out of 10.
I wouldn't be surprised if DC did reboot, though. You know, that wouldn't be shocking to me at all if they said, "Oh, we're doing a reboot." Like, yeah, well, you really need to do something because you're really losing it at the moment.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Matt,
They're redoing Batman after what? How many years? 2, 1.
2, yeah. 1.
really?
Well, yeah, the whole Batman Superman thing. You know, Batfleck and the rest of that.
Oh, yeah.
Batfleck, yeah.
Whatever.
Which brings me to the maybe or probably not news of Justin Bieber tweeting that picture, holding the Batman's.
Yeah.
Yes, I've seen that at least. I think that is epic level trolling.
Let's just say
I think it
better
is.
be.
What's Justin Bieber doing?
He tweeted a copy of himself with the Superman Batman script. I think he put a hashtag Robin.
Oh.
No. If Bieber gets cast as Robin, which I don't actually think it's in any way true, but if he did, then someone really needs to go and see the DC Warner Brothers people to check they're okay.
No,
because
somebody really needs to go see him, preferably with a huge bucket of lime and a sledgehammer. I don't know if I can say that on the podcast.
But that's anyway,
No,
you know.
you can.
Whether it's Robin or not.
We don't endorse violence to Justin Bieber.
Well,
We do.
if it were to happen, I wouldn't be very happy with it, but it would make quite a lot of business sense because every believer would go and
That's
watch
true.
Batman versus Superman, which they weren't planning on doing before then. It would. Yeah, I know, but it would be a really good business decision.
Do you think you really want to share the cinema with the believers as soon as he walks on screen?
I'm not
I
saying.
I wouldn't be going.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't
No.
go. I'm not saying that I would be delighted with it. I'm saying it would be excellent business sense.
It does make sense, and they're all like, "Oh, the women are upset about the superheroes, like a Wonder Woman. Let's put Justin Bieber in something."
Yeah,
I
because
can
that'll
actually
really
see that
sort it
happening
out.
now.
Well, you know, he's
Yeah.
a
Man, they're absolutely crazy. With all due respect to anybody who's sort of a Justin Bieber fan or a One Direction fan, but they're all fucking batshit crazy. They all like,
Can I direct your gaze to the reaction to Ben Affleck as Batman, and then ask you to consider whether that was any more crazy, really? I mean,
I don't know.
They were
I
getting
quite
death threats. They were getting death threats over
Really?
casting Ben Affleck. Yeah, people went just as bug nuts as they do for Justin Bieber.
Really?
It's just a thing fandoms have. The Beliebers and so on are a little bit extra mental, but not in a whole other realm that we can't recognise.
Well,
just
I mean,
reference though.
What's your face?
It is some quite.
Sorry.
I was gonna say it is some quite good trolling on Bieber's part, because I think the tweet before that he said something like, "Oh, I'm just gonna go and do something funny," and then like ... or die. So it's something for funny or die, I think, as far as I'm aware. But
I hope so.
it is a massive troll,
the
I
other.
reckon, because otherwise, yeah, so somebody's gonna get shot if he gets cast. Put it that way.
just
So that
off
was
the back of that,
Go on.
I was just going to say, off the back of the Batman thing, did anybody see the thing about apparently they'd been in talks with Josh Brolin about playing the part? And
Yeah.
I remember looking at the picture of him sort of with his slick backed black hair and the sort of real chisel thing. I thought, actually, he would probably have been a better choice, but I'm sure that he had his reasons, or they had their reasons. But he's kind of, he's got that more defined look that I think Batman Bruce
I think
Wayne
Brolin
should
would be
have.
really good.
As opposed
I think Brolin
to
would be awesome.
Ben Affleck, he's got more of a sort of a potato head, really, hasn't he? He doesn't have the right jaw for Batman, because, I mean, let's face it, that's all we see of him. That bit has to look good, and from what I've seen, I don't know. Well, I didn't see it in Argo because it had a beard over it. So
if you look at him in Daredevil, before you tear your eyes out in righteous indignation at the film, you can see that he does look quite good in a kind of face-up mask. Like that's one of the few redeeming features of.
It's just the skin-tight red leather that looked wrong.
I didn't mind Daredevil, to be honest. Not being, like I said, I'm not a massive comic book person, so I wasn't. I won't say it's the best superhero film I've ever seen, but it had Kevin Smith in it, and I thought it was all right, and I like Ben Affleck, so.
I actually do like Ben Affleck.
Yeah, I like Ben Affleck, and I think
I think
he's done some crap and he's done some good stuff, but I just don't.
He was the
think he's
bomb
right
in
for
Phantoms, yo.
Batman.
Right. Matt, then, what's your piece of news this week?
My piece of news is I don't have any news for today. I thought I could sort of hide in by outing myself at the start of the podcast, knowing that I don't really have anything to talk about because I've been too busy editing videos for the YouTube channel. That's my excuse why I haven't done my homework.
Could that not be the news itself?
Well, no, because I had a massive rant about Total War last week, and it went on for like I re-listened to it, and I went, oh my god, you talk forever.
It was a good one. I had time to have tea and have a cup of coffee while you were doing that.
Yeah, it kind of went on for a long time, and it was just sort of like me mind splurging, and I sort of listened back to it and went, holy shit, people aren't going to listen to that because he's just talking rubbish now. So, I've put the mind splurge onto a review, so I've got quite a hefty review coming up, which I might actually do. I might film it as well as stuff. So, but yeah, there you go.
Cool.
Sounds like a plan.
Anybody else got news?
I'm eagerly awaiting the release of the new Batman game.
Arkham Origins.
Arkham Origins, yeah.
I'm going to be playing that in a week.
Oh,
really?
You're a gamer, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Totally.
I can't afford to go to because I'm poor at this moment in time.
I know. I'm pissed off actually because now I can't buy you a drink and the rest of it.
God damn it!
Annoyed.
There's too many expos coming up, man. Because there's basically Eurogamer was at the end of September, so it's before payday, so I can't even I can't do it. Then there's Play Expo in Manchester at the start of October, and then MCM at the end of October. So I'm my missus's birthday in the middle of October, so I'm absolutely going to be brassic. So I can't really afford.
Norwich has one convention, and it just happened to be when I was away in Ghana. So I was like, I got in contact, wanted to cover it.
Go to that.
Tried. Yeah, I wasn't going to go to that. No, I was really, quite annoyed with that when I found that out. I hope people who did go to NorCon, though, enjoyed it.
I think some people I know, like Tabitha, who was meant to be on last week, she was, I think she went to NorCon. Saw some photographs, looked mightily enjoyable.
Cheers.
Just to rub it in.
Sure, they were handing out free puppies and eternal life.
Yeah, no way.
I thought you were serious then.
No.
Best con ever.
And they had the meaning of life and fortune cookies. And whoever came through the door got one.
And we all know the meaning of life is 42.
42.
Yeah. So anyway, the game they've released 5. I mean, for just a quick recap of the game, the idea of the game is the Black Mask has put a hit out on Batman's head, and there are 8 assassins that are.
What happens if they get his body?
What happens if they get just one testicle?
Yeah, or his leg or something. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, you don't get it. Sorry, we said his head.
So that's a nickel. But they've released pictures of 5 of the assassins, and the other 3, as of yet, are unknown. But the 5 assassins they've got so far are Bane, Firefly, Deathstroke, Deadshot, and Copperhead. And Copperhead is the one who looks like it's had the biggest overhaul, because it's now a woman who has... I don't know, I didn't quite know what it was meant to be. It looks like they've kind of gone for a bit of a visual of sort of Harley Quinn with a bit of the weirdness of Poison Ivy, and then, called it Copperhead and given her venom like a snake. So, but I'm not quite sure. But everyone's still guessing as to who the other 3 assassins will be.
Do you have any speculation of who they might be?
I was wondering if perhaps the League of Assassins may have played a part in it. I was wondering if perhaps Hush may have been one of them. We know that the Joker is making an appearance in the game. How much of the game he will actually be in is up for grabs, really, because it's not Mark Hamill or Kevin Conroy doing the voices this time around. Sounds like they've got a couple of people who are doing their best Mark Hamill, Kevin Conroy impressions, but of course Origins is meant to be sort of at the start of his life as Batman, so he is meant to be quite younger anyway. But as far as the other assassins go, it's anyone's guess, really. There's in one of the trailers, there's a picture of, you can sort of see blurred images of the 8 of them behind, and people are trying to work out who they are, but it's too blurry to make it out. But I guess it will probably be slowly released as the weeks draw closer to the release.
Yeah, well, with any luck, some of it will be exposed when we go to Eurogamer. So if I find anything out, I shall. I'll be on the site, because I'll be taking my laptop with me. So anything. Are you
going on press passes, or you just bought in, or?
Yeah, no, I've got a press pass for Thursday, Friday.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going over the weekend, which I'm a bit annoyed about, because they're doing the developer session for Watch Dogs on Saturday, and I'm kind of gutted I'm missing it. So
I think Sai's going on the.
I think it's Friday, Saturday. I think.
Yeah, that's when I was meant to be going on the Friday and Saturday. It's actually the second time. The first time I couldn't go because we booked a holiday and I stupidly didn't look at the dates and then realised I was going to be on holiday at the time, so I had to cancel. And the second time, I literally am just brassic. I got to the point where I was like, I should have saved a certain amount of money for it, and I couldn't afford it because I was going to have to go all the way down to London, and. So I'm absolutely mortified.
This year as well, it's the last year in Earl's Court. They're not.
It's the last time in Earl's Court.
Yeah, I don't know if they're either refurbing Earl's Court or they're knocking it down and rebuilding it or what. But it's the last expo in Earl's Court.
I wonder where they're going to hold it next.
So it'll be a shame because I like that venue.
Oh, do you know what the thing is? It's sort of kind of
Yeah.
with me in London. I'm a bit sort of because I'm a country bumpkin, and I come from a small village in the middle of nowhere. And coming over to Manchester was sort of like a big thing for me. You know, that was scary. But when I go to London, I get the fear. Like I proper just sort of going, holy shit, this place is big. And
Yeah,
sort of
me
like
too.
even going down the
I don't like
MCM
that
for the
place.
first time,
Yeah.
I was like really shitting myself because I've had a few bad experiences. I don't mind London, but I've had a few bad experiences down there. And driving down, and I drove, but with the Excel Centre basically being on the ring road nearly, and it was a lot easier, and I was like, oh, happy days, I can just drive in, drive out, no concerns. Whereas the idea of having to drive into central London was really sort of kind of freaking me out
Oh
slightly.
yeah, you don't want to do that.
You don't want to drive to London at all. No, if you
No.
can help it.
No,
Yeah.
no, I'm getting a bus.
I remember going with my dad once, and just as we approached the congestion area, my dad, being the typical Yorkshireman, was like, "I'm not paying for that." So he did a U-turn in the middle of traffic. It was terrible. But
Sounds like my dad.
see, but
Mine.
I lived in London for a couple of months while I was doing a pantomime, and when I was there first, kind of felt quite daunted by it. But I think when you sort of immersed in it, eventually, I just see it as sort of any other city now, but just with more tourists.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll get used to it and stuff. It's just sort of, like I said, my sister lived there for 6 years, and Brixton of all places. Now,
Oh god.
I personally don't like it because my sister and my brother got mugged in Brixton. That's why she left and stuff, because they got badly beaten up and stuff. And after that, I just had a massive sort of kind of like mental block when it came to sort of kind of London. Obviously, I'm trying not to tar the whole place, but it's just sort of like when something like that traumatic happens to your family, you're just a bit like, don't really want to go there anymore.
Yeah.
You know, just sort of, you know, it could have happened anywhere. Like I said, it's just sort of, for me, London's a big step. Like I got offered a job in London, and I was just like, no way. It was just there wasn't even thought. It was like, not a chance. I'm not moving to London. Can't do it, man. It's too big. I'll actually be fine rolling in the corner, rocking, just kind of going, I can't take it anymore. The ideas of tubes, man. The ideas of getting on a tube. The idea of getting on a tube, and I know it's sort of it's all mapped out and it's all like, it's easy.
No,
to people who know.
it's not.
For me, it's like I could get on this
It's
tube,
a mess.
and then I could get off the tube, and I'm like, I don't know where I'm going, and what'll happen is it'll be like 12 o'clock at night, all the gates will shut, and I'll be stuck in there with some fucking subway creature.
You've seen
coming
that
after
Creep
me.
movie, haven't you?
It's just like, no.
So, fear of London aside, which I guess would be called Londophobia, or...
No, you know what phobias are like. They don't sound anything
No.
like the thing you're actually afraid of. It'd probably be called Mancunophobia or something.
Yeah.
So, moving on then, James, have you brought any news
Yeah.
for us?
The latest bit I've read is that the Battlefield 4 beta is opening for the 1st of October, along with a couple of other things. And there's some what was it? Sorry, I just being handed some badges by my lovely assistant, which
He's got
I'll
a
show in a
sweatshop behind
second.
there. If you were to tilt his
I have.
camera,
I've got a sweatshop
working
workers.
hard.
And everything. Are these sweatshop workers? Are they 7 and 9? Are they? Oh, okay. We haven't had the underage sweatshop workers.
So, Greek Pie has not yet
33-year-old.
descended into child labour.
Yeah, no labour. Let's look. What was the other one? There's something else Battlefield 4 related, and I've completely missed it.
Are you getting it for the PC? Are you
I
going to
will-
get it for the PlayStation?
I'll be a PlayStation boy, but
I've never
I
understood.
don't know if I'm going to wait until I can get a PS4.
The thing is,
I haven't decided yet.
this is
If
one
I
thing.
can get
I've
them.
always been a big fan. Like, there's 2 series which I've followed from start to finish, and that's the Total War series and
Halo.
3 series, Halo as well, and Battlefield. So I've had all the Battlefields, but it's always been PC because I could never understand if you had it on the Xbox or the PlayStation, you can only have up to like, what was it, 18 players aside? No, that's it, 36 players I think you could have. Online you could have 64 players on the PC version. That's like, that's epic. 64 players running on a beach, killing each other. Whereas, you know, it just seemed a bit tame having sort of 16 aside on a console.
I suppose it depends what kind of a gamer you are. I'm personally one of these people. I don't like playing with others. I like to just play by myself. My friends and my cousins in particular, my younger cousins, will literally spend a day on like the multiplayer. Like him next door will play on COD until he physically can't stay awake anymore. But I personally don't see the draw of like spending 24 hours being constantly shot in the head and respawning.
The one thing I quite like about the Battlefield games, like I'm not a massive sort of Call of Duty fan because it literally is just to the best shot wins. The thing about the Battlefield games, and always has been, it's sort of geared towards teamwork, and it gears towards having different specialities that help your team win the game, and you get points for, I would be a medic, and all I would do was sit there and heal people, and I haven't killed one person throughout the whole game, and I could still be at the top of the chart because obviously the points I'm getting for healing people. It's the same, obviously. I think in the new Battlefield there's going to be a commander again, because I don't think they had it in Battlefield 3. Where you could be a commander, but you can
assign waypoints
positions, and stuff. And basically, in Battlefield 2, you assign waypoints, and if they went there, they got more points for following your orders, and you got points for them following your orders. And then you could throw in artillery and things like that, which was really cool. And I like the idea because for me, because my brother, my dad. We're in a clan together called the OAPs, called the overage. They're called the overage players, and it's basically lots of like overage players, and we meet up sometimes. But we all play Battlefield, and it's a good laugh and stuff. It's really funny though because my father doesn't let me and my brother call him Dad when we're sort of playing online.
Not while I'm working, son.
Does he have a call sign then?
His call sign's Target, OAP Target, and it's just like don't call me Dad. It makes me find old. It's like call me Target. All right, Dad.
That's really handy.
You should compromise and call him Target.
Target. But yeah, man, like Battlefield, the whole fact that you can sit on the flag and defending an area gives you points. So if you defend an area and you defend it from an assault, you get points for it.
It sounds like Battlefield 2 is basically just planet side, which did a lot of these things kind of very early on.
Yeah, well, the planet side. When did planet side come out?
So planet side's been out a while.
Yeah, but you've got 1942. There's Battlefield 1942, which was 2000-ish. I was playing it in university, and that would have been about 2000. So it might have come out slightly before that. 99, 2000, off the top of my head. Right. It doesn't really matter.
That game was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, it just in the end, I like that sort of thing. I don't like because I'm not the best shot in the world. I will never be that guy who can pop you in the head, and I'm never going to come top of the table. Things like that. That's my brother. He's really good, but I like being able to do other things. Having a group of guys running together and working together as a team. It's sort of for me, it's more rewarding.
It sounds a lot like the way you run Geek Pride.
Yeah.
That works.
I'm a team player, mate. I like people. I'm a people person. I don't like as much as I like people. I don't sort of do the whole on my own thing.
I'm going to have to agree with Harry. I think other people suck and should be kept as far away from their gaming experience as possible.
No, in certain games, man, if you get sort of like Halo and stuff, you get those little boys who sound like little girls, and they go, "Oh, you fucking noob! I'm gonna totally teabag you! You fucking noob! What are you doing?" And yeah, they're annoying. Those kids are annoying, but if you're playing an adult game with adults, with people you trust and you like, it's a good experience.
Yeah, I play Champions Online every Wednesday with my husband and two friends who live in Sheffield, and that's fine for me because I know them. I can't imagine playing with people I don't know, and we have people that run up to us and try and join us, and we just still stand there and then run off together. We do it quite a lot, but no, there's something I don't feel safe with other people I don't know.
Like kidnapping.
Do you run off in formation? Do you run off in like a formation?
We do dance formation and everything.
Oh, wow.
We get on the nearest platform and do the dance, so we're in time together. It's a real team thing. We don't care about killing bad guys most of the time.
As long as you're fabulous.
As long as we're fabulous.
See, I think as well, I'm a bit of a game master, so I get quite frustrated with other people who aren't sort of on par with me. I think the only game I've ever played with other people was Little Big Planet. But that's because I only wanted to collect the stickers and things. And I can't tell you what's more frustrating than someone who can't do a simple thing like pull a lever while you're holding the door open for them.
Try playing with a 5-year-old.
Oh God!
Oh mate, I can't play games with kids.
Right.
Batman Lego.
I can't play games with kids, man. My missus's nieces and nephews, they're like, oh, do you want to play this with me? And I was like, okay, we'll have a go. So we're sitting there playing, and I'm sitting there going, in your face, ah! Proper sort of getting in, and they're sort of like crying and stuff, and I'm like, oh shit, maybe I should let them in. And,
my issue is he never collects the coins. Pick up the fucking coins! You need those!
It's the same with everything. It's like letting one of my mates...
They have different goals than you.
One of my mates, he's sort of basically adopted a son, and he's really good with them, and he's sort of he's like me, paints a lot of figures and things, and but this kid obviously. He's young, doesn't know how to paint things, but it's like he says, "Can you show me how to paint?" And you can see when he's trying to show him, and he's making a hash of it, and he's like literally just blobbing glue on the eyes and stuff, and it's just don't do it like that.
I know it's hard.
It's hard.
You get the kids. My little cousin, my youngest cousin, I remember going around once. He was playing on Skyrim, trying to beat this, do a boss fight. And he kept dying, and when it cut back, he wasn't wearing any armor, wasn't wearing any clothes. And I was like, you need to put some armor on. He's like, no, I don't. I was like, you do. He went, no, I know what I'm doing. And inside I was like, you don't know what you're doing.
Well, maybe
you just listen.
Maybe he did know what he was doing. Maybe he'd sworn to himself that he would fight this thing naked and stand naked over its fallen corpse, and that was the aim that he had.
But he didn't win.
Yeah. Totally.
I went back the next day. He was still trying to do it. I went, you just need to put some armor on, but you know what you're doing. So.
The thing is, I can't wait to have sort of kids, man, and it's without my missus here and me and stuff. But if I've got kids and I can sort of kind of, especially little boys, and they can all like paint models with me and sort of like play games and stuff.
Girls can paint models
little
too.
girls can paint models too, man.
True.
Yeah,
Matt, naughty,
disappointed in you.
Very disappointed.
You've got to raise a geek regardless of whether it's a boy or a girl, dude.
Yeah.
My daughter is I think I've said before, Minecraft master. That's not stopped her because she's a female from building epic castles.
The problem is you've got two. I think you've got an issue here. It could be the other way around, to be honest. But you've got a family of two geeks. I have me as the geek, and then my missus as the sort of normal person. So basically, my kids are going to have a 50-50 chance of being a geek. So yeah, you're right. It could be the girl, and it could be the boy who has no interest in all that stuff. So.
Yeah, exactly. You could have a boy who's like, "Fuck off, Dad. I'm watching football."
That would be so
devastated.
If my kid wanted to come in and watch football and say, "Oh, Dad, do you want to watch the United game?" And I'd be like, "No."
Get out.
You're not my son.
You know what the worst thing, man? If my fucking son came back with a proper broad Manc accent and a shell suit or something, and I wanted to listen to dance music, I'd be absolutely mortified. I think I'd have to move him home to Northern Ireland for a while to get him some culture. I was like, no. Alright, Dad, listen to these beats. Oh, no.
No. That's why you train them young.
Yeah.
Get them young, regardless of the gender, you get to them like, painting is the best thing ever. Painting is the best thing ever. Can I have a story?
Subliminal.
No, painting is the best thing ever.
Remember, every figure equals a Werther's original.
Seriously, man, I can't
original. All right, Grandad.
I can't think Werther's originals without thinking Grandad touching kids. It's just sort of, it's such a.
Whoa.
Do you know what? That's the reason.
That
is the reason they stopped those adverts. You never see a Grandad and a little boy anymore, because as soon as you see a Grandad and a little boy, it's not. Oh, that's cute. That's a Grandad and a little boy. He's telling a story. No, it's that Grandad's touching that child. That's what
that is. Yeah, you're right. It's true. They used to have those adverts up until like about around the time Gary Glitter got caught, and then all of a sudden it was like, no, that's no longer fine. That's grooming. That is grooming.
That's
Your
it.
little boy, here's a sweet. Ooh, sit on my knee.
That's it. Surely they have forgot this. Don't take sweets off strangers. They're all paedophiles.
So the first thing I've seen a granddad and a little boy in recently was that song by Yelvis, the Norwegian #1. You know, What Do Foxes Say, or What Do Fox Say? And there's an old man and a little boy in that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you not seen it yet, Sean?
I have not seen this.
Oh,
no.
you've got to see it.
You need to check it out, my friend. It is the future when it comes to, rock and roll business. As Gearson's not here, I need to represent, but it's basically Norwegian comedians, and they've got a song called Fox or something, or What's the Fox
What do Fox say?
Yeah.
And it's really catchy.
Yeah, it's really
Super
catchy.
catchy.
What the fox say? Ring ding 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 ding.
That sounds like that horrible
Yeah, so it's
frog.
the crazy frog.
No,
Yeah.
No, it's better.
and they've got
than
another
that.
one called Stonehenge, which is hilarious, and then another one which is all ballady. It's all ballady, and then it drops into dubstep. It's hilarious.
From ballad to step.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
funny, man.
Okay, so let's now go around the attendees and see what they have brought us, what their show and tell is.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, gather round for Geek Pride Show and Tell. Yes.
Today, I have brought you my Wonder Woman corgi, where she looks just like a man.
Again, for listeners, that isn't a corgi as in the dog.
No, my car.
It's a corgi car in which an extremely blocky Wonder Woman who just looks like Antonio Banderas in an Interview with a Vampire. An orange car.
She looks like a stereotypical Red Indian from
Oh
cartoon.
God! You know, you said that. Yeah, I can completely see it.
Yeah.
In the
This
truck.
was made in 1970.
Oh, Matt, let's not hit racism as well as sexism.
Yeah.
Or paedophiles.
Yeah.
We've covered enough topics like that. Anyway, it was made in 1979, which is the year I was born. So I thought that was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Manly Wonder Woman. I'm done.
How's your Wonder Woman? Is your Wonder Woman costume all finished for Saturday?
It is. I'm so excited. Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Again, for listeners, if people may not be aware, or if people are listening to this years and years ahead of where we are now, this weekend, actually, in exactly 1 week today, we will have completely finished the photo shoot for the Geek Pride Cancer Charity Calendar.
Yes.
Yes.
I've been invited to this,
Oh.
but they don't want to take any pictures of me. I suggested that I wear a costume and appear sort of in the background of each picture, a bit like sort of Batmite or something like that.
Yeah, I think you're I'm Batmite.
Yeah.
I think you're underestimating the level of work that's going to have to go in from Matt and Katie and so on just to set up the shots as they are now. But it'll be good to have you along. Good to have everyone along to do
Bring
the DVD.
food. Bring food. Bring donuts.
Let's just
Bring
not get too
something.
pissed. The thing is, I'm just worried because if we're all out, and see, there's people I haven't seen before, so I'm gonna have to act up a bit. So basically, I'm gonna be pretty pissed, and so it'll be like, yeah, look at Happy Matt, he's drunk, oh, he's falling over tonight, and then
12 o'clock.
Sunday, after you've carried me back to my house, Sunday is gonna be pretty hard for me. At 12 o'clock, we got to be there, so I'll have to be up early-ish, and then I'm gonna have to take photographs for 8 hours.
We're all going to have
See,
to be
this-
up really early because we've got to be ready, basically ready in our costumes for 12. So, how many bathrooms do you have, Matt?
I've got one bathroom. In the
Okay,
end, the
that-
thing is, as
That
long as
bathroom is going to be thrashed over the course of about an hour as we all get in and shower and wipe away all the stains and the blood and so on and get ready for our
But
our
they
actual
do have a
costumes.
toilet in the photo shoots, so if people aren't going till later on, they can sort of do it later on.
Yeah.
Where's it all
Yeah.
happening again? Just so
It's
we
in-
know.
It's in the on the
No,
Saturday.
wait. No, let's not broadcast that. He can tell you on the Facebook page because obviously this is currently on air. We don't want people
Yeah.
showing up.
Oh wow, that might be cool
True.
for fans.
True.
I don't know. 3P's like Bieber.
I think that Katie is already about to explode with
Okay, no,
the number of
okay.
people who are coming. Let alone if you have a bunch of randomers who are like, oh wow, what's happening here?
Well, we could charge them. We could charge them to come and watch. It's all for cancer.
Be like a freak show. Ooh, look at the freaks.
No, that's going to be the drinking night.
Ah, true.
You see, I'm not sure whether to drive or not. I don't really want to, but...
Is anyone
gonna drive.
videoing the night before?
Say it again?
Sorry?
Is anyone going to video the night before, just for funny?
I think somebody
Just somebody should.
I'll have my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Before and after.
That's going to be awesome.
We're going to do a podcast on the Saturday afternoon, hopefully, because obviously Mike and Richie aren't turning up till later, so we're going to have to do it earlier. And because the camera guy has pulled out allegedly, so it's up to yours truly to figure something out. And I think I'm going to be able to sort it out with my SLR and stuff. Only issue is, my SLR only records for 20-minute stints, so it may be that I have to not be in it and just be behind to make sure that we get it all sort of done.
Is that because of the size of your SD card or something?
No, it's just the way the cameras work. My small SLR only films at 10-minute stints. The big one 20. I think potentially if I connect it to my laptop and I have certain software on it, I might be able to continuously record. But again, I'll figure that out during the week when I've got a sort of.
Could you
We'll work something out.
Could you possibly use a Google Hangout and just record it via Google?
Yeah, I'm going to do
That's-
I'm going to do certain things. I'm going to basically have. I might get the webcam on the laptop as a camera, then I'll use my main D800E as an SLR, then I'll go around with a smaller camera, sort of kind of taking facial shots and stuff, so it's all arty-farty and looks nice. Then I've got this sort of microphone here and a boom, and then I've got another microphone, and then I've got 3 or 4 microphones I can use to sort of kind of make it hopefully sound a bit more professional.
Yep.
I hope.
And we're all getting there quite. We're all getting there quite. Me, Katie, and so on, Laura getting there quite early, so we'll be able to set all that up and get it recorded.
Yep.
Excellent. Yeah, we're all looking forward to that. I need to finalise my Joker costume, get my green hair dye, and I suppose beard dye as well.
You're doing the Joker.
I am doing the Joker along with Kayla, who will be Harley Quinn.
Nice. See,
It's going to be awesome.
That's
It
my.
is.
I would be there if I could.
On the wall, hanging on the door there. I've got my Heath Ledger replica jacket and everything hanging up there.
Excellent.
Which version are you going for?
I am going to do one of the more classic comic book ones, except I am going to be. I don't know if we've officially said yet, but I'm going to be Christmas themed, shall we say?
Ah, Christmas with the Joker.
Oh.
Nice one. And you
It
have
sounds
to
like a
be
really
next.
weird sitcom.
Christmas with the Joker, yes. Or like a very odd film. It sounds like an art house experimental film, actually.
I'm still debating whether I need to get a spray tan.
Who-
I've never had one
No,
before.
don't get a spray tan.
No, don't be one of
It'll
those
be
people.
orange. Don't
Don't
do
Okay.
it.
No.
I've never done it.
No.
When it's not the only way, is it?
You know, the only time spray tans work is when you're in a nightclub and you can't see them, basically. So
Okay.
I've got loads of friends who do it, and, you know, brilliant people, very beautiful, don't need it anyway, but do it, and it's just like, you look streaky, you look orange, you look like an
Good.
Evelyn, but
Okay,
it's
that's
just...
settled. Save
think
me some
may-
money.
Maybe if you go into cosplay as the wall behind James, then a spray tan would work.
Yeah, okay.
Okay,
Which one?
move-
This one or this one?
Yeah, the lower.
The lower one. Oh, okay.
Yes. So moving on, Matt, it's your turn to show us something.
I have a box here, a small little box. Aye. Okay,
If
this
it's got a good
is...
finger in it, I don't want to see.
Dick in a box. Alright, okay.
Plastic.
Anyway, since I've been on a bit of a history sort of kind of mission recently, watching lots of documentaries, this is for those of you who can see it, behind me is a sort of cabinet, and those who come to my house at the weekend will be able to see sort of my grandfather's medals and some of his memorabilia from World War II. But this is from World War II, and basically, for those of you who can see it, it's a Japanese incendiary bullet. right? And there's a story. There's a story behind this incendiary bullet, which I find my grandfather used to tell before he died. Used to tell us quite regularly. It was just quite amusing, and he actually, I've got these all typed out and stuff, so it's like a little mini museum. People can sort of read it if they go into my room and stuff. So I'll read it out for you. Right. This incendiary bullet was found jammed beneath the wireless operator's metal seat, some 3 inches from the very tender part of his anatomy. This event happened on May 5th, 1945, when the enemy attacked 6 of us with machine guns. Now, he used to fly Dakotas in Burma during World War II. Machine guns from the roof of a school in Basin, South Burma, even though they agreed a ceasefire. When showed to Sandy, the operator, he laughed and said, "If that had killed me, they wouldn't have known which end it went in." First two aircraft shot down, 2 aircraft badly damaged, and 2 aircraft diverted. So basically, they found this bullet literally that much, with not even a centimeter away from his arse, underneath the seat. It had gone through, and this is an incendiary bullet, as in it, explodes and stuff. It went through the fuel tank, up through, and stopped just before his arse. So basically, any further,
it would have ruined his Christmas.
Ruined his Christmas, and it just. I've got loads of his stuff, man. My grandfather's an amazing person, and he's got loads. He's got a million stories. He's got memoirs and things that he's written, and so many amazing stories about like World War II. I could go on for ages about them, but this one's one of my favourites, and I thought that was pretty good.
Very cool.
Very
Indeed.
cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, let's really not try to joke about that and move on to Harry.
I have got this, which I've been reading today. It's the Spider-Man Noir from the Marvel Noir series. I don't know if you're aware of that. It's when Marvel decided to take a few of their sort of key characters and set them in the 1940s, I think, sort of.
Yeah, 40s, 50s, yeah.
Yeah. So it's basically the story of Spider-Man, but in the sort of gangstery things. And I was reading it because I'm trying to write a sort of noir comic at the moment, and just in terms of the pacing and changing scenes and stuff like that, I was trying to get a grasp on it. Because as a writer, I always end up writing way more than I need. So, but it's a very good book. I love noir anyway. I did a noir comedy film, which I may post on the Geek Pride page on Facebook. But I also like the comics where it'll do different variations and sort of the multiverses and stuff like that. This is the second one. I did have the first one, which I bought off the internet, but the first one I bought fell to pieces as I was reading it, so I sent it back to them, and they were like, "Oh, very sorry about that. We'll send you a new one." Sent me that one.
Are you certain you're reading things correctly?
Yeah, I read with scissors.
I think that's where you're going wrong.
But
you're supposed to use a mallet or some other bludgeon weapon.
Scissors too sharp.
That's going to be my show and tell next week. I've got something very cool.
My reading mallet.
Bashing out the words. So if you've not read it, check it out. There's a few others. Although my friend was looking through them, he said, "How come they've not got a Captain America noir?" I was like, "Well, because I don't know if you know this, but Captain America was sort of set around that time."
Yes.
Yeah.
So they're very good reads. Check them out. That's me.
My first exposure to Spider-Man Noir was through the Shattered Dimensions video game. I'd not actually heard of Spider-Man Noir until he was one of the playing modes on that video game.
Yeah, he's one of the 4. There's
he's
amazing...
the stealth one.
Yeah, a bit like the Arkham games. You have to hide in the shadows and take people out and what have you. It was a good game, that game.
Yeah,
Spider-Man games go.
James, have you got to show us?
To show and tell, yes. I was just preparing that now, actually. I have been sorting out some badges and things that we're going to be
You've
taking
been
to
sorting them
Eurogamer.
out, or your children?
No,
Drive.
not the children, but
He's been
both me and
acting
my
as the
other
child catcher and bringing in his
Oh, scary
army.
imagery.
Not quite. But
lollipops and all free today.
See, I've got
a bit too accurate.
That's horrible.
But when we go to Eurogamer in like a week and a half, we're going to be giving badges to people. So there's stuff like, that's the basic one. Hold on. If I can
Yo,
yeah, that's the very
Cheers,
basic
Ralph.
Ralph one. There's also all the other variants like Ezio Ralph. And there's an Iron Man one. Nope,
For
hold on,
copyright
can't do that.
purposes, that would be the Assassin Ralph and Red and Yellow Ralph.
Yeah, Iron Ralph. This is in no way affiliated with Deadpool, but it's Ralph Pool. So what else have I got? I've got Ralphio.
Ralphio.
Who else have I got? I've got.
I'm a Ralphio. I'm gonna win.
I've got Ralph. Ralph Vendetta. I don't know.
Surely he should be R.
I think he's anonymous.
Yes. There's also
Art
a
for
load of.
revenge.
There's also those ones. So let's have a look. What else have we got?
There's Ronick.
Ronick. There's Rink.
There's
There's
Rolf.
There's Ralph Shack. I don't know what we're gonna call that one. Ramus. I don't know. Yeah, and there's Rulk.
Yes. So if you are going to Eurogamer and you're going to be there on Thursday and Friday, then make certain you try and find the wonderful James, who will be handing out excellent little badges.
We're trying to work
catch
out
'em all.
as to. Well, what we're thinking is that we could give out full sets to people who would say a certain phrase, maybe.
No, that's not right.
Full sets. They've got to earn it.
You've got to earn it. Yeah, I think we should only give out 5 of the set, and then try and see if we can, and then give out the next 5 at a different con, and see if we can get people interested that way.
Trading them on eBay and stuff.
We could do Ralph Pogs.
Ralph
Pogs.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Pogs. We can bring back Pogs. Rogs. No.
But yeah, well, I mean, do we want to make our readers work for a badge, or do we want to?
They can have one for free, and the second one they have to really work for.
I think they've got to come up to you and say, "My name's such and such, and I've got Geek Pride," and then you can give them one.
I think they've got to show you that they've liked the Facebook page.
We could record little videos of everyone.
Yes, that's such a good idea.
A little video montage of
they have to sort of show you on their phone that they've liked Geek Pride, and then there you go.
And Twitter as well.
Twitter or Tumblr.
If they haven't, basically.
That might be too much work, though.
No, they don't have. They haven't liked all of them.
Just one of them.
And if they can prove that they've already done that, then they can have a badge. There you go.
Yeah, nice and easy.
And if they do it there and then
they get a badge.
Would it? There's also competition possibilities in this where people could design their own.
Potentially, we'll see how we go. Speaking of competitions, did we pimp the Grand Theft Auto 5 competition in the last podcast?
No. I don't know, but we need to.
So
you can win
a copy.
Grand
Theft Auto 5, and there's one as well which we're doing with Music Magpie that gives you a bunch of extra goodies.
Yep. I'm not sure if that one's sort of ended yet or not, but ours is going on for another 6 days, 5 or 6 days. I think we've got still on ours, so you can still win a copy of Grand Theft Auto 5 by simply liking the page, subscribing on YouTube.
Mate, you need to like this page.
Following on Twitter.
There you are. That's direct marketing.
There we go.
Knock on doors.
He really wants it.
Yeah.
I honestly got my other half to enter the competition.
I don't know if we can do it. We can allow that.
No.
If I see a Buckingham in there, I'm like, no.
I feel sorry for unaffiliated like Aaron Buckingham now, who's going to just not get it. But yeah.
That is the downside of working for Geek Pride. You can't enter the competitions for the stuff.
Yes.
What do you think? I feel like I've been getting free stuff for years
It's
now,
not fair.
and I haven't got any of it. I haven't even palmed off. I haven't siphoned off some stuff at the side. I just sort of kind of give it away because I'm like
That's because you're such a good person.
I know. I'm a really nice
You
person.
are. You
Either
are.
that, or he's
You are.
horribly addicted to likes on Facebook.
He says through gritted teeth.
It
I'm a
is.
really
You know what?
nice
You know what?
person.
Likes on Facebook is a bit of an addiction. It's like it's like playing WoW slightly now. So it's like, you know, when you play WoW and you get that bit of armor and it's really good, and you're like, yeah, I've got this quality piece of armor. It's like, yeah, I've got 1,000 likes on Facebook, and then somebody else is like, well, yeah, well, I've got 2. And you're like, fuck, I'm gonna get 2, and you get 2, and then somebody's like, I've got 14, and you're like, I'm gonna get 14.
Wow.
So it's always getting that little level up.
And you've just used the word like 8 times in that sentence.
Yeah.
Did.
It's definitely
Wow.
creeping in
Excellent
there.
subliminal advertising.
Damn right, it's in my
Like-
head.
No, but I agree. If I post a picture of the Geek Pride, I'm constantly checking it. More likes. How many shares? How many shares? It's really,
I'm like,
it is addictive.
yeah.
I was well
Like
chuffed with how many likes my meme got that I made for. Yeah. The dolphin.
The poor
thing.
voice.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Oh,
There's,
voice.
apparently, there may be. Well, I've made another one already, but I've made it for a certain someone's birthday, who it is today. Today?
Mr.
Yeah, today.
Orvis.
Yes.
Mike Orvis, who is usually a regular on this, it is 24th birthday today, which makes me feel well old.
I
Like
had my
said,
first
He is a
child.
spring chicken.
Yeah, I was when he was 9 years old. I was drinking 3 shots of absinthe and falling over.
So you were 12.
Yeah, my 18th birthday, which is mine's in July, so he would have been 9 years old, and it's like fucking hell, man. I was out boozing, playing guitar, rock and rolling, and he was only 9 years old. I could just see little Mike sitting there with his mini beard, maybe a little hair sprouting there, just ready for his big beard and
His mini beard.
Did you know that beard only came about because his girlfriend said that she liked beards? So he was probably clean shaven up until her.
Yeah, that was me as well. That's the only reason why this is here. Yeah, there you go. There's the.
Really? I hate that. I hate the feel on my face.
it's like
Well, you shouldn't grow a beard, darling.
yeah. my beard and my hair are both products of bets. So basically, I had, if any of you can find old photographs of me, my boy face. So I basically had quite thin face, yellow, flicked up sort of hair, looking a bit like Vanilla Ice. Clean,
Nice.
clean shaven. I'll find a photograph of you. There's one of me in a Nirvana
Yes.
t-shirt.
Photo evidence is needed.
So basically, I had flicked up, quiffed hair, and I looked proper. My mother, really liked the fact that I didn't have any facial hair or any tattoos and stuff. And then I had a bet where my mate's like, "Oh, see who can grow their hair the longest." Therefore, and I won that bet because I haven't cut it really since. And it's like we'll have a beard growing competition. And again, I didn't win it because I don't have the best facial hair growth, but I just went fuck it. Keep
And
the
have they
beard.
paid up yet?
I got the hair one, the beard one I lost, so I had to technically pay up on that. So.
Oh well. Well, there we are. We know that your look is entirely based on things people dare you to do.
I'm a sucker for a dare.
I dare you to have Geek Pride tattooed across your forehead.
I don't know if I could get away. I'm trying to get a
Shaped
job
with-
in a solicitor's at the minute. I don't think they'd like
Okay.
that.
Ass, then. Across your ass. No, tramp stamp.
Cross your ass.
No, get it like in the Constantine film. Get like when you hold your arms together.
Yes! Geek Pride!
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like an unlock mode you have.
Like the Manta Shield.
Yeah. Okay.
Underwork.
Finish off then with what I have to show everyone, and as I have just come back from Ghana, I'm
Oh,
going
I'm
to
looking
show
forward to this.
everyone.
What is it?
It is
Drum?
a bongo.
Yeah, bongo.
A bongo drum.
So,
And-
what exactly did you do in Ghana when you were there?
So my father lives and works out in Ghana as a as a health and safety advisor to gold mines.
Wow.
So
Okay.
So you're
So
rich.
Do you know what? I
he's
think
rich.
my dad has there's a gold mine company in Ghana. It's called Kenmare. My dad's got shares in it, I think.
All right.
There you
Yeah,
go.
well, it's not Ken Mayer that he works for. It's someone else. And he hasn't seen us in like 6 months, so he flew us out to see him. And that's what. And I got to see. We went on a safari. I'm going to put all the photos up on Facebook and so on, but you'll see that I saw real life elephants and baboons and all this kind of wonderful
See
stuff.
any lions?
Did not see lions. I don't think there are any lions in Ghana.
Really?
At least not in the national park that we went to.
I went on a safari to Zimbabwe, which was nice, and I saw sort of elephants. It's awesome, man, isn't it? Those things are just amazing. Just seeing that in their actual sort of.
Absolutely, it's beautiful.
Yeah. I went to a zoo in South Africa quite a few years ago now, and it was a lion park, and they let me in with a 10-month-old lion. It was huge, scary, and really. It was one of those stupid things that you see on YouTube now, where people get eaten by lions. It was almost that, and I couldn't handle it. Scott had to step in to throw the lion off me. But it's something I wouldn't have been able to do anywhere else.
Have you seen that guy? He spent a lot of time. I obviously don't know what sort of African state he's in, but he's spent a lot of time with a pride of lions to the point where they've effectively accepted him as part of the pride. And he literally just walks up to them, and they just sort of kind of like he walks into this sort of kind of enclosure thing, and they all sort of jump on him, and you think, they've probably attacked him, but they're all like licking him and sort of playing with him.
But I would never trust them. I don't trust my own 2 cats. 3. I've got 3 cats now. They could turn on me at any moment.
Yeah, I was thinking that my cat, when it's feeling a bit mischievous, claws you just for a laugh, and you're just thinking, if you had a lion or a tiger or something, and it's all, I'm really friendly, I'm going to have a little friendly swipe at his face. Oh, there's his nose gone.
No face.
This doesn't taste too bad. I learnt a very, very frightening fact about cats, which is someone said about if they sometimes they start clawing you while you're asleep. And people think, that's nice. They're waking you up because they want to get fed. Apparently, they're clawing you to see if you'll respond, and if not, they eat you.
Yeah, they're testing you to see if you're dead.
Yeah, if you die, your cats will eat you.
Oh, definitely. They don't give a shit.
No.
Well, it's not what if you're dead, who cares?
No, that's horrible, man.
You're just me.
No, my
cat
Jeffrey would never do such a thing. Eva maybe, but Jeffrey would never do that.
It's like something out of this. It's pretty scary, like cats eating people. I mean, cats sort of think they own the place anyway, but to literally eat their owners, that's frightening. It's the same as the story of the guy who had the pet snake that measured itself up against him every night, and it was apparently doing it to see if it could fit him inside it.
Yeah, apparently they do that, man.
Yeah, they do that, yeah.
So, Sean, how ridiculously cheap was your bongo?
So, this I paid 15 cedi for, and the ratio is 3 cedi to the pound, so it was £5.
Not bad.
And we actually saw, my brother bought one as well for a little bit less, but I paid more for this one because the guys who made them showed me how to essentially showed me how to do some drumming, so it's worth a little bit extra.
Yeah.
But he bought one for 10 cedi, and there's a very similar ones are on sale. So that's £3.30. Similar ones are on sale in the UK for upwards of 60 quid.
Yeah,
I was going to say,
Shared Earth and Shared Earth or something. You can get things like that. Like when I was in Zimbabwe, we went to one of these local markets, and they were making sort of like really intricate sort of chess things from like stones, like chilenite, and they were making sort of like motorbike sort of recycled wire and things like that, and you could see them sort of making it. And then they're all like, "Oh, how much do you want for it?" And I think it was like 3p to the Zim pound. A Zim dollar, sorry, and I was like, they're asking for like pittance for this thing they'd spent hours doing, and you're like, yeah, okay, right, you can have that, and they're like, oh no, you got to barter. I was like, I don't want to.
Exactly.
I don't want to barter with you. It's like it's only like 15p or something. I don't care.
In South Africa, my granddad was saying the same thing. No, you can't just pay what they say.
No.
You've got to barter. But I'm like, it's 20 pence.
Yeah,
I don't need to barter for it. It's a bargain now.
It's offensive though, because
I know.
the whole point is that the first offer I had for this was 65 cedi. So that was nearly 5 times the price I paid for it. Because they always go for the incredibly high one. Many of the African cultures expect you to barter. It's obviously not all of them, but many of them do expect that's where they say 65. They really are willing to accept far lower.
Yeah, I find my bartering skills are just walking away a bit. No, I'm okay. And they just keep shouting numbers at me till I come back because I'm not a confrontational person. So
yeah, I'm the worst tourist ever. I literally just throw money at people. Okay, there you go. I can't do it, man. I just sort of, people are like, oh, here you go. And I'm like, oh, okay, here you go. Have my money. I'll have that kangaroo.
I bet strippers love you, man.
Yeah. I just can't, man. My missus is just sort of like, oh, not again.
Sorry, I thought you were saying my missus.
That's how he met his missus. Yeah. Just take money, please. Just take money. I think I'd like to take show and tell and turn it into kind of hear and listen as I just play a very quick ditty on my bongo.
Ooh. Your fingers in.
Get down with your pants self. Hey!
There we are.
Hey.
An authentic.
Very nice. Very nice.
Authentic Ghanaian bongo.
Ah,
That is my
Very
show and
good.
tell.
I'd love to go back to Africa, man. I think I'm a bit wary at this moment in time because there's a lot of turmoil, isn't there, in certain areas? So I have to choose.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend going to Egypt.
Yeah.
I meant to say, did you another bit of? I read something on Yahoo the other day. You know Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yes.
He was filming something in Africa in about 2005. He got kidnapped at gunpoint.
What?
Did
Like, yeah, he was driving with like 3 of the other cast members to like the hotel or something at night, and they got a flat tire, and because they had to get all their luggage out the back of the car to get the tire out, this group of armed people came along and took them all hostage. It was like I'd never heard before, like 3 days ago.
The thing is, I've one of the he's retired now. One of the guys who used to do investigations for my company for fraud. He said he was in India in Mumbai airport, and he got off at the airport, and like all the guards had, like AK-47s and stuff like that. So it's not exactly the safest sort of area to be. But they come out and they get a taxi, and there's 2 of them, and they get in this taxi, and the taxi driver, he's all like, "Oh, can you take us to such and such an area?" So the driver takes them off and starts going in a different direction, and they start panicking slightly, and he just drives them out into the middle of nowhere where a bunch of other taxi drivers are standing. They basically get them out and demand money off them and say, if you don't give us money, then we're leaving you here, and you'll have to find your own way back. So they basically took them up in the middle of nowhere, said, give us X amount of money. They gave them all the money they had, and then they brought them to wherever they wanted to go. So they basically scammed them for a bunch of money, and then brought them back to where they needed to go.
more.
Yeah, it was just really, really bizarre, man. It was just sort of...
Now I don't want to go to Africa or India.
Yeah, that's the stuff that scares me. My gran and granddad lived over there for many, many years. My gran still lives there. And she used to sort of want to come back to England, which we didn't want her to. She's not a very nice person.
Hopefully not watching this podcast.
No, she won't be. She's not a very nice person. Anyway, but she used to sort of email my mum saying, "Oh, a house down the road was burgled." Well, yeah, 3 were burgled on my estate last night, Gran.
I'm currently being burgled right now. If you
Stay where you are. It's safer there. But it was sort of, the rules are you don't go out at night. And other than that, you're all right as long as you're in sort of the gated areas.
Yeah.
But it's
like
a beautiful place to see, South Africa. It's beautiful.
It's a shame, man. It's a shame. I think it's obviously it's poverty and all kinds of underlying economic issues and stuff, but it's a shame. Beautiful, beautiful countries like Zimbabwe is. I went to Victoria Falls, and it is such a sight to see, and it's such an amazing place. But it's just riddled with corruption, and it's just it's a shame. It really is a shame.
Well, yeah, it's Ghana, for example. Ghana only came out of colonial rule in about just over 50 years ago. And they were independent for like 5 years, and then there was a sponsored coup, which plunged them into a series of coups over nearly 30 years. And now they are free and democratically kind of run, but that's only been for like 20 years. So it's obviously really impacted the country. And on that depressing note, yeah, exactly, we went into very serious territory there. So, video games are nice, aren't they?
Yeah, some of them are great.
Yeah. I think we need to get onto some kind of whimsical point to finish us off, and then we need to slander something.
Justin Bieber, ideally.
Slandering.
Whimsical.
Justin Bieber takes it up the tailpipe. There you
go.
That's from what's that? From Hook.
That's frighteningly realistic.
I think we've really brought down the mood of the podcast.
Let's all go and sort of,
contemplate colonial rule and how it's impacted the world.
So until next week.
Anyway.
Don't stick your flag in any.
Well, this is why Geek Pride needs to take over the world, so we can make it a fairer place.
Yeah, and then there could be like pictures of me on big boards and stuff, and I could be like saying stuff, to people, and I'd be like standing there in front of me.
So you would be instantly corrupt, you're saying?
Yeah, and then there'd be like guards. There'd be like, who'd be like, "Whoa, what are you saying about Geek Pride? Get him!" And then be charging after him and stuff.
If only we could do that.
I'm glad we can't enforce a totalitarian regime as we are. I think I'm very comfortable in saying that I'm quite happy that Geek Pride doesn't have the resources or inclination to enact a worldwide totalitarian government.
I thought of something to bring the mood up a bit. Did you see, Matt? I know Sean saw it. The tweet about the guy nearly crashing into 3 people.
That was quite funny. You get to see
awesome.
him. Red wedding, no.
So, for the listeners, somebody took up episode 0 in the last week or so and started listening to the podcast, and we were talking about the Red Wedding, but I'm pretty certain that we avoided all spoilers in it.
No, we warned.
We warned people about spoilers. So Becca's glorious tones warned people about spoilers, and at this point the poor bugger seemed to have been cycling and he basically crashed in order to avoid all our Red Wedding spoilers. Geek Pride's best wishes go out to the victims.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We are, however, not to be held liable for any injuries caused by our fans.
No.
Please, when listening to the Geek Pride podcast, ensure you are correctly secured.
Yeah. Make sure
And
you're
you
not
are
driving any heavy vehicles, flying any aircraft.
Your exits are here, and here.
Do not perform surgery whilst listening to the Geek Pride podcast.
We should have that at the beginning of every episode.
We should have a
different ridiculous health warning. Yes.
Yeah, health warning.
Could do.
Like, almost like a jackass, but slightly different.
Yeah.
Yes.
Warning.
I have one final thing to go through, which I only picked up today, apparently. There was the trailer out for Theory of Zero, I think, the new Terry Gilliam film. And on the trailer, they showed an interesting religion, which was the Church of Batman Our Redeemer.
Okay.
See, that sounds worthwhile.
I've seen a YouTube video of a guy who walks around with a Batman hat on, cowl on, and he's got like the Batman anthology or something. He's basically got this big Batman book, and he talks to people about the word of Batman, which is quite.
There's
amazing.
also a South American. Sorry.
Let's go.
I said there's also a South American bloke who's had like 10 to 15 surgeries to make himself look like Superman.
No way.
He's had things like he's had his cheekbones changed, like his face structure changed. He's now the most recent ones was he had a cleft added to his chin.
So are you talking about comic book Superman?
Comic book Superman. Pardon?
Oh.
But
it's taken him like 16 years to do it, apparently.
Yeah.
But that can't work for everything. There's no way on earth you could do enough plastic surgery to make me look like Wonder Woman. You'd have to stretch me, and I don't understand people that do that.
He's already. He was already a bit quite tall, and he just gained a load of muscle, but he just didn't have because he was South American, so he didn't have any of the like incredibly traditional all-American features, and he's had his face surgically changed to have almost all of them.
And of course, no ability for flight or anything like that.
That's the 17th surgery.
Do you think he was cursing when they did a reboot with Cavill and he looked different?
No.
Like, how you bastards?
No.
Like a Vader, no kind of.
Okay, right. So I think we need to end on a slanderous note of some kind.
Slanderous lie.
Apart from the fact that obviously Matt is a horrendous sexist, as we found out earlier in the podcast.
Man, I've been landing myself in it recently. I think I landed myself in it last week as well. I can't help myself. I'm like, I just get a spade and just carry on digging. Yeah.
I thought you just get spade. I was thinking that's a really extreme solution.
Just get spade. That's worth a Darwin Award or two.
Yeah. So today's slanderous note is that Matt Geary. The only way to stop Matt Geary's sexism is to spay him.
Yes. Agreed.
And with that, we say goodbye to everyone. So starting with Becca.
Night, night, all.
Night.
You need to say goodbye.
It's a podcast. You need to set feet.
Sorry. Goodbye from me, Harry Dyer.
And his top hat.
And my top hat.
And bye-bye from me. I shall see you soon.
And goodbye from me, Sean Wallace. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.